You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Big Brother After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Big Brother After Show.
Thanks for doing, everybody, and today we are doing Big Brother in a big way. I'm Ryan Allen Carrillo. I'm your host today. I'm so excited to be back. We're going to discuss why I've been gone for a while. I was evicted, and now I'm back. Joined by my lovely co-host, Ashley Iocca. How you doing,
Hi.
Ashley?
Very good. I'm happy you're here.
Oh, I thank you.
Yeah, I miss you.
I love how you lean towards the mic, too. It's just so sexy. It's very phallic. And we have two guests in the studio today, super fans of the show. We have Robert Lucero and Jason Smith. How y'all doing?
Good. Hi, everybody.
So can we all just start off by just saying, like, I don't even know why I watch the show anymore because I don't like anybody.
We don't
I'm
either.
upset. We're going to go through the whole
Agreed.
thing, but, like, Jesus Christ, this is a lot to discuss. There's a double eviction, which was really exciting. I was literally, I think, depressed afterwards. I was
sad.
depressed.
Absolutely. Everyone was, getting crazy.
I got drunk. It was just a full show. But let's just start off where we left off, where it was an HOH competition where they were taking the eggs through that chicken grate, which looked very time-consuming and
Yeah.
annoying. And they all were wearing bunny ears. GM was loving it.
It was exciting.
Exciting. Anyway, sorry.
Well, the funny thing about that challenge, too, is because you're looking at it, and on TV it looked totally different. And I thought, well, why didn't they just drop it along the little things
Right.
and then do it? And I didn't realize until, who was it that dropped it first? And you saw it roll in the back. It was a hard challenge.
Well, it's because they had the spelling of the HOH and it kind of stuck out, so I think you couldn't, like, actually grab it. But
I didn't know it was a real egg.
I didn't know it was a real egg,
It did
too.
crack that one
until-
time, too.
I was like, what's going
Who
on?
wouldn't think it was? Of course it's a real
I
egg.
thought they were
I thought
just
it
like
was
little
plastic
dummy
ones.
eggs.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought the whole point was that you drop them and roll them around there. I didn't get it at first.
Well, I also thought it was weird that, like, some of them just took off their ears. The rest just kept going. Once I saw one person take out their ears, my ears would be gone. I'm in the game, ready to go.
That's true. But the ears are cute.
I mean, I guess that's a girl thing, not a gay thing. So it really wasn't a close competition. GM basically, was ahead of everyone for a while. She took charge. She ended up winning. And I actually thought it wasn't going to be bad for her to win because we clearly knew that she was out with the exterminators to get rid of Amanda and McCrae. And this is where the episode just got really disgusting, in my opinion. And I'm all about, I'm really good friends with Russell Hantz. I'm friends with other people who are like known as villains on the show, but Amanda, for some reason, just rubs me the wrong way.
She's
and
too entitled.
I don't know. I agree with you. She's entitled. I also agree with what Dan said on the show, that Dan says she's playing Big Brother like she's a big brat. And,
Yeah.
And she really, really is. And I don't know. I clearly am not alone in this. I read the Twitter feeds, and I don't know anyone that says I like her and everything else. But like, what's wrong with her?
Well, we did like her at first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we all
At the very
did.
We all
beginning, we were
did.
Like,
Yes.
she's cool.
I never liked her. I don't know where
Oh,
that came
see?
from. No.
Oh.
She would read people. I get it. Like, she had
And
a
I'm down
personality.
for a good read. Good read.
Well, the problem with her, and I don't know, I really think there might be something wrong with her. And like, I try to say this, I don't know if you can say that in a nice way, like I think you're mental, but like, I understand that Big Brother does make you go mental. You're locked in the
Yeah.
house, there's no television, you're gaming all the time, you think you're in control, and you're trying to always be in control. She clearly is a control freak, even outside of this, but she's just turned into like this like vicious, mean person. And it's more along the lines of, even like Russell, like he would like get rid of the water, get rid of the rice, and cause ruckus in the camp, but he wasn't overtly just like cruel and like mean to someone. Like, she's literally following Alyssa around the house from room to room.
Yeah.
And
Screaming.
just not just cutting down like her game, but like cutting her down like as a person, as a mother, and how she looks. And I just,
Terrible things she said.
I'm not pleased.
And if I were-
she should be one to talk. She's walking around in those saggy panties.
Oh.
Which, can we just say saggy panties one more time?
Hashtag saggy.
Her outfit, she just looks
What?
sloppy.
And listen, like, who cares how you look, but like, you can't be cutting out someone else by how many doctors you have and plastic surgeries when you walk around looking like that. Like, it's just crazy. Clearly, the theme of this season is people have gotten way too comfortable on camera.
She's
just
forgotten the
spilling
cameras
tea.
were there, yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like if I wasn't on the show, I would have thought that was like put on. Like, that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Her torturing her,
Right.
Alyssa.
And what did you think too? Because Amanda, she immediately is like, okay, I've got to, try to make sure we're going to control Gina Marie this entire week. I'm going to be on her, and she talks to McCrae, she talks to Spencer, not knowing that Spencer's not even working with her.
Oh, yeah. She looks like a fool.
But it's weird because normally she's sort of convincing to sort of get people on her side, but even I felt like she didn't even believe herself when she was talking to GM saying, "We got to get Alyssa. We're so excited for you. She got your best friend out." It's
was
coming.
so ingenuine.
Her acting is like fading away from me. She's not very.
It sounded desperate.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
That's the right word. I was looking for the word.
Yeah.
So it comes down to the nomination time, and after all this drama, because the majority of the episode was really just bashing Alyssa, and I'm really not going to go there. But of course, she ended up nominated Amanda and McCrae. And when I saw Alyssa's key come up, I mean, did you know? Do you watch the Joker feeds before?
Oh, yeah. I knew that they were.
You always peek ahead. I don't. I try not to because I like to be excited as a viewer. You
Oh,
like to
that's
spoil
nice.
everything.
I spoil everything because I used to watch the live feeds, but now I'm so sick of the cast. Like, I'm just surprised too because I always have like one person I'm rooting for. I always look at the bright side of a person, but these I can't handle. And I made the mistake of saying that I liked GM because I haven't been watching the live feeds, and the one episode, I don't know what it was, but they gave GM such a good edit, and I was like, she's so cool, I love her.
and you got red.
Oh my God, I put it on Twitter. People were like, oh my God, the disgusting things she's saying, blah, blah. That was a bad idea.
Let me just tell you this. One of your Twitter people just tweeted me right now, and I think I should read the tweet because it was kind of a little read. Her name, I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl. Maya Sandoval said, I need to get sleeves. Because my Twitter picture, I'm wearing a tank top.
Oh, okay.
Not pleased with her. Not pleased with you. Back to the show.
Did you guys, I mean, I've felt your body before. I don't think you need sleeves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did you feel my body?
Your
At
back?
the pool party?
No, at the
The reality awards?
mixer?
The
At the
mixer.
mixer.
Yeah.
Go on.
We're so famous we go to reality mixers now.
That's right.
I mean, it's just crazy. So they both get nominated. They have a full breakdown. Well, McCrae even has a breakdown too, which I understand.
It was sad. You have to admit,
Right.
the
That
whole
episode
thing
was dramatic.
It was. I mean, and we all want to see him go. But there was a power duo. Everyone wanted to see him go. She's a bully. But I had a moment where I was so happy.
I
Let's
felt
not get it
bad. I
twisted.
did feel bad, but I
felt
was
bad.
happy at the same time. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like they
sad.
they actually edited them to sort of look like cute or whatever. That was that whole
was
this whole
sweet,
episode
yeah.
was that. But they just wanted to take that showmance to the very end, be the first people to ever do that, and it's just never gonna happen.
There's a
They made it
reason
pretty
that they
far.
didn't make it to the end though, because showmances never work. So
Right.
you
Right.
can't have. You're always going to be a threat.
Right.
People are always going to gun for you.
Well,
course.
I think she could have gone a little far. I mean, she took it to such an extreme that some people that were on her side.
Right. If Amanda wasn't so visceral and they were more
They
engaging with the
maybe,
other
yeah.
house guests,
they could have made the final four.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
what I was thinking
I think
too.
they could have went farther,
Because-
for sure.
I feel like people were very
She got too
tight.
comfortable.
Right.
Well, and they were. Yeah, we'll get to it.
But who
they're
would ever
playing
take
better.
who would ever take a showmance to the end anyways? Because it's
This
too
cast
against
doesn't.
you.
They don't know any better. I feel they're just like no.
Right. It's very weird. There's hardly any alliances.
Not that I
this-
can talk.
Right. You had no alliance either.
I wasn't in the line.
But there's hardly any. Yeah, I just went to Big Brother. No alliance for me. That's for child's play.
Who does that?
Exactly. But almost the whole. None of these people had alliances till literally the very end. Like GM, she wasn't in anything, was she? No.
No, that's
Judd,
why
no.
that.
Spencer, no.
And then they formed that the exterminators, which
The
they are really
Exterminators.
into.
They're really
the one
into it.
episode was them just tooting their own horn the whole time.
Yeah. It
I
was
love
just,
the
I
sound
like.
effects when Gina
Right.
Marie goes around pumping.
I do too. It's
I
pretty
know
funny.
people hate Gina Marie because she did say some sort of comment. It was on TMZ or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't know, but I agree with you. She is she comes across endearing at points. I mean, she's very New Jersey in your face and loud, and I kind of like that sometimes.
Right.
But I think out of all of them, that's who I'm kind of rooting for right now. I don't even know.
Same.
I think she kind of has a good shot of winning too, because you think about the people who are on the jury now. She hasn't really
pissed anyone off.
anybody off like everybody else has.
Right.
No,
Because
she hasn't.
you just have to go through the votes. Like, she would have the votes over anyone right now.
But I have a spoiler alert.
But you can't
No,
use spoilers. No, because people would get furious at you last
okay.
time. Sorry, everybody
Did
at
they?
home. Ashley people start reading.
You know what? I have something really good too.
You can tell us after the show.
Okay.
Well, people are going to find out. It's not like it's like secret that no one's going to hear.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna say it. But it's not like about the game. It's just about what happened to somebody
Outside
Okay.
of the game?
What do you mean?
in the game. Go on with your little recap.
You can't say that to us because now I want to know, but we
I'm
don't want
just
to
saying
spoil
I
people.
don't know if
No, let's
GM
not spoil it for
Okay.
people.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's fine. Let's just move on. God, this one ruins everything.
Show must go on.
Where were we? Oh, so then this was a great scene too when Alyssa was listening at the door.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Amanda was talking to Andy. Which can we also just talk about like, we root for the gays. I mean, there's more gays in this room than straights.
Andy.
We are not rooting for Andy
No.
at all.
Not
Like,
a fan.
I don't know why. It's just like he seemed like a nice kid in the beginning, but like I can't stand his interviews. I can't stand his hair. I can't stand his weird hairy chest that came out of nowhere.
the same thing. Where did he get chest hair?
Yeah, it just like grew out of nowhere. And like that's just being catty or whatever. But like I just can't with him.
Maybe Andy should get some sleeves.
He
He's
just-
always in the DR with that tank top.
Yeah.
Always.
Right.
He's always wearing a tank
Yeah,
top.
exactly.
Literally.
But
What were you
he-
gonna say though? I feel like you had some.
There's something
Alyssa at the
important
door. You were saying
and
something about Alyssa at the
Oh,
Yeah.
it was just a moment because you're sitting there and you think like, oh yeah, she's gonna find something out, and I was
Yeah.
really in it at that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's all gonna come clear, and then who comes up again?
Spencer.
Spencer did.
Spencer comes up and he's obviously in an alliance with them, so he doesn't want her to find anything out. But
Totally ruins the whole.
Alyssa
moment.
is
she should have
such-
been cued right there and just been like,
Alyssa is such comedy routine to me because she's so funny. Like she does these weird faces. Will Hauser did her amazing on his
Oh my
little
gosh,
roundup thing that he
he's
does.
so good at
It's
that.
ridiculous, but like
hilarious.
she has those faces or whatever. But how often do we hate that when you catch someone else talking trash about you?
It's the worst. You get
it's
the worst stomachache ever.
Right, but
Did that happen a lot? Like you would always walk in on somebody on the show and you're like,
she wasn't
You could
listening or
clearly tell.
gaming. She was on vacation this one.
This is living.
She was on full vacation, hanging out. Like it was a full show.
No, you can.
You were in a making out with people. She was going on.
balls
She
thin?
went on a date with Ian, who's coming back on that
Oh,
episode.
I know.
Which that should be exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him.
Oh my gosh, let's move on. Veto competition. So Alyssa's name gets pulled, which is fantastic, and then Amanda picks Spencer, which even she talks to him later. She basically, just to skip ahead, she tells Andy, listen, I know you would have had trouble picking one of us, so I picked Spencer. That still
I
doesn't
still
even
thought it
make
was
sense
odd.
to me.
Her
Like,
and no one makes sense. Well, she doesn't make sense.
that really doesn't make any sense, like, at all.
Right.
Like, why? Because you think that Andy's in your alliance, you pick the guy that's gonna for sure, like, especially because you've said the entire time you think that Spencer is shady. Like,
Right.
why would you? Yeah.
that just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, Andy ended up gets pulled up too, and Spencer. And I have to say, this is out of all the veto competitions so far has been by far my favorite.
So hilarious.
Because when they were spinning around doing those ballet things, let's just talk about Gina Marie spotting her turn and getting completely out of control. I was living for that.
But she still lost. Like it was
she was so
Yeah,
fast.
Well, let's just also point out they pulled Amanda up every single
Oh,
time.
that I thought. I mean, that was mean but funny.
It was really funny, but of course you're trying to
Deserved.
you're
Yeah.
trying to get them out. Let's not be a chicken about it. Let's get them out. But she did. It's funny how terrible she is at challenges and everything
then
else.
all of a sudden she
but
turns
she
it on and
just
wins.
turned it on. It's because like you just
It's that adrenaline.
right. You have to. It's sink or swim basically.
Mm-hmm.
So then it came down to the two of them against each other.
Gosh,
Which-
the music they had in
Which
there.
you really couldn't have written it any better than that. It was amazing. And it was literally 1 pin, 1 second. McRae ended up taking the gold, but there's no award for second place.
No.
Was no one watching strategy? This is what, and I'm not sure if anyone else felt this way, but you're watching this game and they're going one after another, and you clearly see Amanda having this strategy
Success by
between your
doing that.
legs.
Yes.
You fling it up there. You don't
The
use
grandma
your arm.
roll.
Yes.
Right.
Grandma roll.
Because you could do
Grandma roll.
multiple
Don't try
balls
that.
at once.
Everyone's watching it. Did no one else see that? Because no one else was doing it.
Because we were
except-
screaming it at home, saying, "Do what she's doing."
I
Do
thought
what-
the same thing because I'd look over
Especially
at other
Spencer.
people.
What was he doing? Just throwing them,
Right.
hurling them across this. Yeah.
As you know, and me too, like when you do one of these shows, the second you see someone else, you're like, okay, it's working
Yeah.
for them. Let's.
yeah.
I mean, Spencer was throwing the ball like I don't know if he was playing baseball or something. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I guess
cut
in their
down a tree.
defense, you're like, you're
you can't be
so
that
like,
busy.
it's like, oh my god.
15
Right.
turns is not that much.
I will also say, I agree with you. Your adrenaline is going, the cameras are on, you know your life is on the line, and they have that extra stress. It's not like you're just like playing with your friends at the
Yeah.
house. And also, let's also just talk about, it was a record heat wave in Los
Oh, that's what I was
Angeles.
gonna
And they're in
say.
the valley, so it's like 100
Yeah, they were dragging
plus outside. That's why they were all throwing up, because they were
Yep.
like literally dying.
Yeah, it's hot.
Right. I do enjoy watching them throw up, though. So let's see. Oh, let's see. What was this? Amanda plays. Oh, I already got that. So McCrane ends up winning, saves himself, and nominates Spencer. What do you think about the speeches that they gave back and forth? Because I would have swore that I thought Amanda was going to ask McCrae to use the power veto on.
Oh, I thought
her.
for sure too.
Yeah, like it wasn't even a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I was really shocked about that.
I think he would have too, because he did say multiple times how she is a better player. That
Right.
she's in there to
Well,
play
she
the game.
is a better player, but if
far.
on the definition of a player, she's not playing the most honorable way that we all think from our perspective. But she's like one of the few people, like Dan even said, that's actually playing the game.
Yeah.
Like she's made a lot of decisions and everything else.
He would have been like gone down in Big Brother like history for being like, the dumbest player if he used the veto.
So he would have taken your
yeah,
title.
Yeah, he might have. That's not okay.
not at all, because
my title.
that's the one title you have. Jesus
that
Christ.
would have been like when that person on Survivor gave the immunity.
Eric.
Eric, yeah.
Yeah. Eric.
Yes, that's what my mom
And
was
you
talking
were
about.
just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Can we say hi to your mom? Her mom,
hey, Mom.
I bet the family, and we love them all. They watching?
Yeah, today was the first day that I felt like huge withdrawals, like from my family.
Well, weren't they here for like 2
10
months?
days. They came to AfterBuzz last week.
They were?
Sat right in front and
Oh.
watched. It was fun.
I heard screaming outside. So then we go into the live show, which obviously was a crazy, exciting live show. It was the 500th episode, which that's just crazy that it's been that long. She tells the house guests, you know, the house guests aren't really surprised. Like when you had your double eviction, were you surprised, or did you think it was coming, or did you get
Everyone else was talking about it, but I was so confident that day. I was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. It was the first day I was super confident. It was like I felt really good. My back didn't hurt. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go far. What happened? I got evicted.
Wasn't that funny? That's how it always is. Like the second you feel comfortable is the second you're really not safe.
Absolutely.
and you
Everyone
really
says that,
shouldn't.
and it's so true.
It's really true, right? So the first scene opens up with Amanda making a deal with Alyssa, which
Hey, Les. I'm like,
this could have been so awesome, to be honest with
Would
you.
have been epic, I think.
It really, really could have, because
know.
it took me by surprise and took a lot of people by surprise, but it was a good deal to make. It was good Alyssa did take the deal. It didn't end up working out, but it really, really had potential to really shake things up. And
she
it
did
Go ahead.
No, go on.
No, go
I was
ahead.
just reverting it back to me.
No, I'm ready for you.
Okay, Alyssa, that's the same thing what happened to me when I voted for Boogie to stay, because I thought that like something was gonna happen and Dan was gonna vote for Boogie to stay too, but really, you know, there was the quack pack. I had no idea.
Right.
So it's like it reminds me of that.
It actually is just like that.
Yeah.
But it basically went down to Andy.
Yeah.
And
Oh, just like Ian.
exactly. But two little gays, except Ian's straight.
And that was a good thing, I think, that Andy went. I mean, because that group he'll do better with than he
Yeah, I
would've
mean,
chose the other
Andy
one.
did what he had to do for his game. You know, we're obviously
There's no-
cheering for, you know,
Right.
Alyssa.
Because
But,
we love her.
Right, we love her. That's who
Yes.
we're rooting for. But like Andy, you know, to his credit, he has to do what he thinks is good for his game. But it would have been shenanigans to see that whole thing
Awesome.
go down. But basically, Andy does not vote with them as they all thought they were going to. And I thought it was crazy that Alyssa gave her wedding ring. I mean, I guess did you barter
Janelle
with
did
anything?
that with her wedding ring.
What did Janelle do? She did the same thing?
Yeah, she offered someone her wedding ring. I don't know what deal
So
it
that's
was.
like a thing? You just offer your wedding
Well,
ring?
because you don't have any possessions. It's like prison, basically. Like
And
you can't
it's a
give someone
way,
money. It's a way to like secure. What were you
To
saying?
have their trust. Like you get their trust by
Yeah.
like, oh, if I screw you over, then you have my wedding ring. So
Yeah, but she actually had it in her bag. It's a little.
It's a little shady, right?
Yeah, like.
Super shady, yeah.
Yikes.
So I guess the goal is for any future people on Big Brother, bring a fake wedding ring.
Yeah, that is so smart. Cubic zirconia.
Right, have a bunch of jewelry. Be like, oh, this is
Yeah.
my diamonds or whatever, when it's really just,
Yeah.
store bought.
My boyfriend's a
It's like-
diamond dealer.
Yeah, exactly. Just covered in jewels when you walk
You're like,
in.
I'll make a deal with you.
Yeah, and have multiple copies of the same one.
That would be so funny.
Damn it, I need to be on this show. So Andy again does not vote, and it goes down to GM, who GM has just had it. She just was like, Jersey, get out.
Yeah.
And
Get to
Amanda gets
step in,
out.
Get to step in.
And Amanda got a lukewarm response, not much cheers, and she even acknowledged it
Yeah.
always takes everybody by surprise. I mean, I wasn't here the previous week where Aaron also
Aaron's
took
was
everything by
horrible.
surprise too.
Oh my gosh.
But just going with Amanda, like it was, I don't know, because she hasn't really done anything like wrong as like Aaron, like a racist or anything else. I mean, she did have that moment with Candace where it's debatable, whatever it was. But she does have a visceral response because she literally thinks that America, like she was even saying on the episode, I hope America sees how mean Alyssa has been to me.
I know.
When really it's not. I don't think anyone has seen
She's
that.
very bipolar with her fighting too. One minute she's like going crazy on
And then
someone.
she's crying.
Yeah, or saying I'm sorry, or
Yeah.
then going back to being mean.
Yeah,
She's all over the place.
it's just
Yeah.
crazy. How do you think she handled herself with Julie?
Yeah, she's alright.
No reaction. She just kind of just sat there. I don't know. What was your response? Because a double eviction is sort of a shocker. I don't
Yeah.
remember your exit interview with her.
Oh, mine was amazing.
Was it? Do I need to go back and watch that?
You should. I complimented Julie's side pony. We talked about the game. It was great. I thought that my dad told me that was not the best part, but he said I looked really good in the interview.
So your father told you that, and it's like, we're going to go by that now?
Yeah.
Great.
yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
He tells me the truth.
Julie did say, she asked a question. She said, "Do you think that this is how you're really perceived? Is this who you are?" And it almost when
yeah.
her response when she responded back to it, I kind of felt like she didn't realize like how crazy we really think she is.
Right.
She's almost thinking like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess.
That is the best
Like,
part. She gets the opportunity. I'll let you in a second, but she gets an opportunity to go back and watch everything. There's so much footage, but that's going to be an eye opener and a whole nother depression for her when she gets back. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think crazy people think that they're sane.
They
though,
do.
They do.
So
They do.
everybody else is looking at them like they're crazy, but they're like, I'm completely normal. Y'all
Which
are
is
crazy."
why when she goes and watches it again, I don't see how she's gonna, or unless she's gonna play the card. Oh, they just edited Alyssa so well, because that is going around in the live feeds a lot. They're talking about, oh, the producers are like helping Alyssa and all this other kind. Like it's
Yeah,
just
but I watch the live feeds, and Alyssa's just as a sweetheart on the live feeds as she is
right.
on the show.
They just hate her for whatever reason.
Her yoga body.
Yeah.
They're just jealous.
Yoga
I
booty.
can't handle
Can we also
that.
talk about? I love when Alyssa's running through the house, like because they're setting up the outside for the
funny.
HOH competition. She's just running through the house, and then Amanda's screaming at her. Like, it's just such an awkward environment.
So
We love
awkward.
watching it, but it's just like there's nothing else to do. She's running around like a crazy person, just literally back and forth, and while people are yelling at you. Like, imagine going for a jog and people are literally screaming mean things at you while you're
No, I
jumping out of the
can't.
room.
kinda
That
like
is so
jogging in LA.
uncomfortable.
Sounds like my
On
day
the
earlier
streets.
today.
In
Jogging
WeHo.
in LA, yeah.
Well, guys, we want to thank you all for what's it called? What am I even saying? Oh,
binging?
YouTube. Exactly. Jesus Christ. Our YouTube comments, we read them all. We love you all. We love even the bad comments, especially the ones pointed at Ashley.
They're funny, guys.
But we hope you guys like us on Facebook for AfterBuzz TV, iTunes, and subscribe to us. We're getting towards the end. We're very, very excited. Another thing I want to announce is that we are AfterBuzz is hosting the official Big Brother finale party at 11 Nightclub in Los Angeles, California. You can get tickets on wanttickets.com. You just type in Big Brother, or you can find it on any of our Twitter page. It's me, myself, and Rachel Riley are hosting the show, hosting the party with the evicted house guests. And it's going to be a fun, wild night, and that's on Thursday the 19th. And again, AfterBuzz is going to be there. We're going to be filming. I know in the past there was other people who were filming and involved, but since CBS took over the live feeds, we want to just have a party so it's fun, and so the fans can interact with the house guests, and we can just go up and just start reading like crazy. So Ashley and I are going to come back with some great footage, and it's going to be really fun. Again, wanttickets.com, and just type in Big Brother, and you can check out the tickets on there.
Now, are all the house guests invited?
I have no comment on that.
Okay.
But there's going to be some of the house guests are going to be there. It's also hard to invite all of the house guests because they're, they're in the jury
Traveling.
house.
Yeah,
so you
it's
can't,
very hard to get a hold of them.
Right. So
well, you
it's,
can't.
it's the same. It's the same thing how you found out about the party last year. You find out the last minute. So
Yeah.
we've contacted the family members and other people to make sure they're there. But we for sure have a bunch of the house guests going. But to be honest with you, there is some controversial players, and we are worried about their safety because there is so much of a reaction from them. And there's, if you look at their Twitter feeds, there's death threats and everything else, and we kind of just don't want to get involved with all of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. We're just
Safety first.
Yeah, we can't.
And
we can't have public executions.
No, we can't.
No,
Right. This
LA
isn't
could be a
American
crazy
Horror
place.
Story. This is Big Brother.
None of that.
This is a family show.
It used to be. This is one of my other complaints. I'm so glad you said family show because it just reminded me of something that I'm really just not pleased with a lot of things this season. And I love all the shenanigans, the fights. I don't love the racism, but I love watching all these people like implode or whatever. But I miss the family parts of Big Brother. I miss like them going back to everyone's family's home and filming in their houses with their parents and seeing their lives, and also sending people out on like excuse me, on trips and showing the jury house and everything, and we're not seeing anything.
Thank you. I'm so
What
happy
is
you
going
brought that
on
up.
on the show?
I want to know what's going on in the jury house. It is
There has to be
craziness in there.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Or they literally, I also just was thinking this, I'm like, what if they all just like, do you know what, it's just a game and everyone's getting along now? I was talking to Rachel yesterday. I said, Rachel, as far as we know, Aaron and Alyssa are like best friends right now in the jury house. I
You
think
don't
they
know.
might be.
Well, in the jury house, because everyone thinks like there's so much drama. However, it's very like there's so much camaraderie. You're going over everything that happened. You're apologizing.
Right.
You're drinking, but you're drinking over like a poolside with a fire.
You're not gaming.
No,
you're being
not.
you're yourself,
Exactly,
basically.
and you're laid back, and you're like, wow, what a summer! Like, and
This is crazy. What are you doing with your life afterwards? You're getting to know people on a real level.
right. It's not about fighting for $500,000. So,
Right.
and people, I think, do form really strong friendships in the jury house, and stronger than in the Big Brother
Of
house.
course, I 100% agree with you, and I just hate that CBS isn't showing this. The only families that they've shown were Amanda McRae's, and that literally was it. They both went to their houses, and there hasn't been any other interaction, and I love that part. I love seeing like the whole community come together and everyone cheering, especially in the small town people. Did they go to your parents' house?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
See? I miss all that.
My parents were so cute.
I'm annoyed.
And my brother.
Your brother is cute?
Yeah,
Your brother is cute.
I know.
Back to the show. But that's my little 2 cents. I love all the drama, but I like the family part too. I think that makes you like the characters more and makes you bond with the characters more. But I really, really want to see what's going on in the jury house right now. That should be a separate live feed.
That's what we said.
Could you
There
imagine?
should be cameras in there, yeah. Because the real house is so boring now with those.
Really
four-
boring. Like, I don't even
What
care.
torture is that? You're not going to even win the money, and now you get to be watched more.
Well, because you're bonded with
I
these
would hate
characters,
that.
you want to see what's
Some people
going on.
would love it.
Right,
you know?
because you get to drink a lot more at that house,
Yes.
You were like out of your mind drunk every time.
You don't know.
You wasn't in TMZ. You went straight to rehab after the jury
That's
house.
right. That's right.
That's right. All right, back to the show. So it goes to the HOH where they have to go through this doghouse, dig through these crazy dirt piles or whatever it was, and find 2 dog bones, which actually looked very hard because nobody was
Getting
getting
Wasn't it
anything.
3?
It was 2, and then you had to ring the bell and then hit the buzzer. And McRae was the first one that got through. Then Alyssa and Judd only got 1 too. But then McRae took it home, which is crazy because literally 2 seconds ago Amanda's gone, McRae's in there. He just won, so this is his opportunity. I was screaming at the TV. I was so excited. I was like, yes. He's gonna put up Andy, and he's gonna put up Gina Marie, and it's gonna break up this
that thing.
alliance, and then they just have to like get one other person, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just so annoyed.
It would have been really perfect.
Well, he thought because the way the vote went before with
Right.
Amanda that it was Alyssa who didn't keep her word.
And this was the
Right.
thing.
And he
Alyssa
did, but
definitely,
it was
and I
opposite.
understand it's also Alyssa definitely should have been way more aggressive. And the second she's even sitting on the what the other 2 are on the block, she should have said, "I gave you my ring. I voted 100% for you. Andy didn't vote for you. And just called. You got to save yourself and make
You
yourself do
do,
that. Like,
but-
she didn't. What were you going to say?
No, she's just like, she's a Zen yogi. She's not a fighter.
I know.
$500,000.
I know, but
Right.
And it's a game.
I
I mean, she
didn't
knows how to
fight
play.
hard
I agree
enough.
with you. She's a mom that's not really in her natural personality.
Helen
but,
was a
like,
mom.
That would
And
have.
Helen was like
Helen
cutthroat.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Helen.
I know.
I thought
What's
she would have went
going
further.
on with her in the jury house?
I don't know, but that was very disappointing when he put her up there, and it was just,
It was done.
there's no saving her at that point.
Nothing.
And McRae put up the only person that was his only person that would vote with him in the house. Like,
That's so. I was just gonna say.
was it.
I mean, he just got rid of.
He's alone.
Yep.
No, he's the next to go. If he doesn't win.
Yeah, he's done.
well, I don't even know.
This next, or yeah, we won't get into that.
Here goes Ashley again, trying to spoil it for everybody. So then the veto competition comes up, and it was the BB 500. Where it was this typical things they see all the time. And you made a point when because we actually watched the episodes together, Jason, Rob, and I. You should come to one of our parties.
Yeah,
And
wow.
anyone, at home,
Thanks
anyone,
for
anyone,
inviting me.
anyone listening can also come join our house. We have great appetizers and cocktails.
Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio.
Oh yeah.
And we do Big Brother flavored drinks too.
I'm totally coming over.
I'm clearly kidding, but
Oh.
but he was pointing out like watching those are just it's not very fun to watch as the viewer. Seeing someone race the
maze?
cars through the maze, it's just not very
It doesn't
exciting.
read well on TV. You're
doesn't.
sitting there and you're like, well, what?
That's the live ones where you have to go fast and they have to have like
Right.
one that's.
There's
Yeah.
another one that didn't read. Oh, that was a different show. But anyway, you have to be cognizant of that. I think when you're watching it, it was hard to watch that challenge for me because I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't even know who's ahead. I have no idea what's going on in the game. And all of a sudden, McRae wins, and you're like, oh,
McRae didn't win.
No,
Judd
it was
won.
Judd.
Judd. And you're
Right.
like,
Well, I think the thing with the live shows, like Rob just said, like that's I can't even imagine. I said this a million times at the
stress.
producers, stress of the producers on a
they're
double eviction.
screaming at you.
They probably want to have a nervous breakdown. Like they literally, the
I
DR
was
is
walking
screaming at you,
too
right?
slow, and they're like literally telling me to hurry up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Julie's completely calm just with her clicker. Oh, is she going to vote? Click. And she's so calm and collected. When you know in her earpiece, they are just like having a nervous breakdown.
Yes.
You got to wrap this up. You got 10 seconds. I mean,
What if none of them could figure out the maze or something? What if they were all really dumb and like they took
Ashley just
and it
exploded.
took like a really long time for them to like
Really,
figure it
though?
out? What would happen? What would they do?
Has that ever happened?
No, I think that's a very good point though, because it's a maze. Like, what if you were just like, oh god.
Yeah, what if it's just a
And it
bunch of
took you, like,
idiots
10
that
minutes
just
or
can't
something.
get it?
Ian tweeted that it was the same maze as last year because he won that competition, and I think he said there was something different at the end, but it was the same maze.
I'm sure.
nonetheless.
Well, they recycle stuff all
Yeah.
the time. It is what it is. So Judds end up winning, and that was just, the nail for poor
the
Alyssa.
end of it all.
I mean, God, she it was our only hope to do it. And her.
What's-
Go ahead.
No, Judd. Like, I know everyone's a huge Judd fan.
I'm
but
not.
Thank you.
so I was
not.
actually.
I'm over that bear shirt.
I was
like
never
Judd.
a Judd fan, and not that I don't like him as a person. I always feel like I have to give a disclaimer because everyone gets so crazy. But
Yeah,
I've just never really bonded to him. I never bonded to him, his hairdo, his hat, and that grizzly bear shirt. I just have not bonded to that at all.
I'm into it. I think him and Gina Marie are my top two right now. I'd prefer Judd to win than Gina Marie because
I just feel like he's not playing the game. Like,
well, who
it's-
is playing the game?
Nobody.
That's the point. I at least like Judd.
I don't know.
Yeah. Apparently has some temper tantrums though.
The one who is playing
freaks
the
he?
game
out.
that's still in the game is Andy, even though I don't like
Andy's
him.
been playing the
Andy has
game.
been playing both sides of the house, and they haven't found out about it. So.
I know, it's like everyone doesn't like the whole rat character, but then
Right.
again, he is doing good.
He's working.
He
it.
is the rat character, but he also, even the Zingbot called him out as being a floater because he never makes the decision though. That's his problem. Like that's why I can't stand him as a viewer because he never can make a decision. He's not loyal to anybody. So he's just literally looking out for himself.
That's true.
But I think that plays out differently in the house. We see that side of him, but then
We
in
do.
the house, everyone thinks Andy's.
He's a
like, pretty
great
loyal.
liar.
I
So in
wonder
the
how they
house,
know.
Yeah.
in the house they like him, but I'm letting you know that the tea is gonna get spilled
Yeah.
in the jury house, and
Yeah.
then that's all just
Yeah,
gonna.
it's
oh
not gonna-
yeah.
Like it's really hard to be a character like him where you are the rat, where you are the liar, and then thinking that it's not going to affect you later. You might make it to the very end and fool everybody, but once that last person goes to jury, they know everything, and then they quote unquote poison the house.
But don't you think though, like if you were in the jury, you would kind of respect that game that he played because you're playing both sides. Nobody found out. That's kind of cunning of him, and like.
And he is likable.
Yeah.
I
You know
guess
what I mean?
I guess it depends. Like, it's hard to put yourself in that situation because you have to know who the other person is. But you know, of course, you still have your bitterness and your resentment. But I agree
Right.
with you. If you're a huge fan of the show, which usually the people cast on the show are big fans, but
Yeah.
sometimes the people are recruited and they've
Right.
never seen an episode in their life, and they try to play catch up, and they do that on Survivor 2, and it drives me crazy. Fans versus favorites. None of them are fans. But. You can, in my opinion, I would respect someone. Someone got me out in a great way. Like, for
Yes,
instance,
you
Drea on
should.
Survivor, she got literally she didn't even have bitterness when she was putting out the torch was being put out. She was like, oh my God, you guys, you got me.
Yeah.
And like, she just was
She
like,
gets
mad
it.
props. Yeah, because she's, I don't know, maybe that's a sign of intelligence. That's
think
how I look
so.
at it. But there's clearly this cast is beyond emotional. You know, they always say, what's the number one rule? Like, leave your emotions behind when you're on Big Brother. And
Yeah.
no one has followed
I think
that.
you just go crazy. I can't imagine what 80 days of being paranoid and that people
No,
are
I
lying
think
to
you
you.
do. Your
and
brain
go
turns
crazy.
mushy.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I really sympathize with them because it's coming to an end and they have no idea what they're going to endure when they get out of the house. And it's like, it's hard to let the game go.
Right.
It's like, I mean, I was first to jury, but still I'm like replaying every single thing that I did. And it's not like I was even playing hard.
Well,
Could
what's
you
funny-
imagine if you were?
What's funny is, you know, I met you the day after you got out of the house. Like, you were out of the
Yeah.
house, I met you the next day. And you, out of everyone, was the most normal. Like, Danielle was in the corner, like, literally in the corner, not
Rocking.
speaking to anybody and all weird. And, like, I almost didn't recognize her. Like, she even looked different. Like, because she was just, like, I don't know. It was just, you could tell she'd been through a lot. You know what I mean? Dan's running around doing his thing, whatever. He's done it before, but like, you know, you came out of it like, oh, I had a great time, whatever. It is what it was,
Yeah.
and let's just enjoy it. But some of these cast members are going to really, really go through it. And I feel like even some of the Aaron stuff has died down because so much time has passed, but it still
She's
is
been on
going
a
to...
little bit better behavior towards the end too.
Right, and so
Yeah.
people,
So-
she maybe changed a couple people's opinion, but it's not like where it was in the press every day, this racist, blah, blah, blah. It literally was on the front page of everything for a while. So now
Right.
she's going to go back and read it all and probably be traumatized, but...
And the Big Brother fans, I love them to death, but they don't necessarily forget. Like the big hardcore ones, they're gonna want to question her and like call her out or just see where her head's at.
Right.
And
And unless she does some major damage control when she gets off, she's never going to get asked to be on Big Brother again, because now Big Brother's excuse was like, why are you casting racist? They didn't know that she was a racist. They didn't know any of this stuff about any of these people. But now if they know that's who she is, you can't have her back on the show because it's
Right.
not people are not going to be cool with that.
And Mama Julie was not pleased with
Oh,
Aaron.
no.
Not pleased.
No, that was amazing.
she was, I think,
She read her for filth.
When she
Yeah.
when she
In
went like this with her notes and
respectable
folded it
way.
in half and started reading her quotes.
So here we go.
yes.
I mean, I couldn't even deal with that. Let's just talk about Alyssa real quick before we wrap out.
Oh, yeah.
So Alyssa obviously voted out, traumatized, and she goes out. I love that she was like looking for her bag.
Oh, yeah.
I know, and then I heard them talking on the live feeds like, oh yeah, she'll definitely be able to go back into the house and get her stuff. Like, no, that's not the case. They
get it for
they
you,
get it
right?
for you, and then you get like a bag showing up at the jury
And
house.
Julie's there with the clicker. Alyssa, get out here now.
Right. Well, because it's a live
Yeah.
show. But let's also talk about, you know, what happened on the live feeds with her stuff. Like they were kicking her bags. They were like doing stuff with her black and white image that was on the board. But they were like, they were literally out of control, and just they still are talking about her since she's been
Ew,
gone.
they're animals. I'm sorry. I don't like
Why would they
this
kick her
cast.
stuff? That I mean, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's not even funny.
And she
like
did
she's gone.
nothing.
She really has done nothing
Right? and Why do people hate her so? Like, why does
She's
Judd hate
cute.
her?
It's 'cause she's
for no
cute.
reason. It's weird. I don't know. But obviously, people were going crazy in the house, but that was weird. But you know, I thought she gave a good interview. It's funny that I think that she thought that McRae turned on
Oh, I know,
Amanda,
that was cute.
and then she was just like, I don't know what's going on. It was really, really funny. But bless her, she's gone. She's hopefully in the jury house. Who knows what's going on? But
It's a beautiful house.
Maybe
She's
Rachel
just
and Alyssa
chilling.
will be in the house together sometime.
well, I'm excited to see Alyssa again because she's completely, you know, out of control and crazy, and there's gonna be so much to follow up on. We should do a follow-up show after the party, just so
Yes.
so I'll walk around with like a little mini recorder and just like start taping people and get all the tea.
I love that idea.
I don't even know what's going
Can't
on.
wait.
Alrighty, so predictions. What do we think is gonna happen next week?
And now,
And no spoilers. This is where you always do your spoilers. So
I don't
you're
have
not,
any.
Maybe you're not allowed to do any predictions. Rob,
boycotting.
what do you think? Who's going home?
I don't care.
I know, right?
know, it really does
I
come
don't even
down to
care
that.
click on the
I'm like,
feeds. I'm done.
Who do you think?
who do I think is going home?
I mean,
if it's
McCrae.
going
Gina
by,
Marie. It has to be
I don't
McCrae.
know.
well, if it's gonna go by the
McCrae. I was
It's
McCrae.
the odds are not in his favor.
Yeah.
McCrae's gonna go home
There's
next.
the 4 of them that are working together. McCrae is gonna be
Unless he wins Veto.
that.
which is
HOH
funny.
or
He
Veto
could
or whatever.
redeem himself because he could.
The game changes so much
Every
in this,
2 minutes
in
it
these last
changes.
couple episodes, so you
Yeah.
never know who he's gonna strike a deal with or what happens. So I
Just
don't
want
know.
Judd to
You're
stay.
right.
All
Gina
right.
Marie.
Remember last season, your season, when Dan gave his funeral thing? And like,
Yes.
that switched the whole house. So
You just never know.
what could happen.
It's not over till the fat lady sings, and the fat lady's not singing yet.
That's right.
But again, we don't even care. We hate the
Like,
people.
when's the party?
I mean, we love the show, but like, Jesus, all of our favorite people are gone. I guess it's like what happens when you fantasy football and none of your people on there.
That's true.
All right, well, we got to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ashley, where can people find you on Twitter and your social media?
Iocca. Or no, that's my website. You can go there too. Or you want me follow me on Twitter at ASHLEYIOCCO.
Okay, sounds like a cheer.
That is my cheer.
Rob, where can people find you on Twitter?
On Twitter, I'm at _Rob Lucero. Same thing on Instagram.
All right. How about you, Jason?
I don't ever use my Twitter.
Oh.
Insty.
Isn't it Jason
What about
R. Smith?
Instagram?
It's JSR
Instagram.
Smith. JSR Smith.
All right,
Yeah,
these-
Instagram.
These are some handsome guys, so
They are.
start following
Followers,
them.
people.
Followers.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat at Ryan A. Carrillo, 2 R's and 2 L's, and make sure it's a 10-second setting because I want to see those pictures.
Wow.
Make sure you guys tune in next week. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.